Alright, hello and welcome everybody. This is our lower bracket semi-final between no-name team up the top, which is Young Money Club, and D4D Reborn down the bottom, headed by the Muffin Man, who usually plays elsewhere.
Yeah, he could have changed teams though. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I should have asked them this this morning when I knew it was happening, but I'm lazy.
Yeah.
So I just haven't.
We're not sure if it's like a full switch or if it's just a temporary lending, but you know, Muffin Man usually the support player, so maybe he's in a different role in this team as well. So, of course, thank you very much for Gods, of course, for putting together this tournament, as well as Daredevil Dan, and a few other people. Thank you to the SCD staff for posting about it and spreading it everywhere, and thank you very much for the teams for competing. So. This is, of course, as I said before, the lower bracket semi-final. The winners will go on to verse Hans Reborn in the lower bracket final, and the winner of that will be going on to verse Can't Say Whips in the grand final. So,
10 seconds to go.
It should be pretty good. I am The.Spectre. Joining me is Daredevil Dan.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm ready to get this underway. We haven't actually seen these two teams play today. We did pretty much just follow Can't Say Whips because they were, like, when we finished their game, the next game was ready, so it was just fell in nicely. And this is going to be the first lower bracket game we've played today, so a lot more things can happen in these lower bracket games, I find, because there's a lot more riding on it. Because if you lose this game, you're out of the tournament. Whereas in, the upper bracket, you're not. You've still got that safety net. But there's no hold bars in these games. You lose, you're gone. You get nothing.
Yeah, and it's kind of, teams will go one of two ways. They'll either try and pull out a pocket strat, or they'll go super safe. So there's a big spread of what you can expect from these games as well, and D4D banning out the Lich and the Earthshaker as first bans.
Yeah, banning out the Earthshaker is very interesting. Not usually ever banned, or maybe like a last ban if they think it really fits into the enemy lineup. So, bit of an interesting one there. But D4D may be very well known for playing it. They are D4D Reborn, so it does look like it's, I guess, a new lineup.
Yeah, it certainly is, and Crystal Maiden being the first pickup for Young Money Club, already banning out the ET and the Weaver. It looks like they're going for a more standard lineup, but Crystal Maiden first pick, not something you often see. She is kind of in the first three picks, but not often that first pick, especially when you have just the single pick. So the Clockwork and Rubik will be picked up for D4D, and that's going to make Crystal Maiden pretty sad. I mean, you got Clockwork hooking in, cogging you in, Battery Assault, you're pretty much dead in a one-on-one, well, you are always dead in a one-on-one situation, unless you can get, some great juking going on. You have something like a 4-staff and Clockwork doesn't, and Rubik able to lift you up, steal a lot of your very high priority kind of spells with the Frostbite and the ultimate that's very, very easy to steal.
10 seconds to go.
I don't know, it's so far D4D picking pretty well. Crystal Maiden, always great for that aura. So maybe we see Young Money Club go into more kind of mana-intensive heroes.
Reserve time.
Yeah, very much so. And apparently D4D was created in sole purpose of playing the SYF Cup. Muffin Man said he just put it together to play the cup. And so they've entered it into this cup, obviously, with which was, sort of a replacement. Oh, and Enter Havoc's here. He's one of the guys he organised a lot of Ping Zero in Auckland.
And
so,
we
have
Havoc confirmation from the chat saying that Guani is now a part of CSW and Muffin is a part of D&D or D4D Reborn, which is apparently Dota all day.
Yeah, there used to be a Dota all day in New Zealand as well. I'm not sure if it was a fully based New Zealand team, but I think ATL and Jamie were in it as well, which are two guys I know who played with what's his name? That really good for Mofu.
Radiance ban.
All right, yeah. No, fair enough. And as we see the what am I trying to say? As we see the draft, kind of coming together here. We've got Crystal Maiden with the Frostbite, throwing in a Marana arrow on top of that. It's pretty much an assured kill early on. With that long-range arrow, it does so much more damage. If you follow it up with the Starfall from level 2 onwards, it's a very potent combo. It's a lot of damage that comes out all at once. And Crystal Maiden's aura is just so good for Marana.
Yeah, it really is. You can just spam so much more, She doesn't have the best mana pool, but all of her skills are high mana cost. So it's very good for them.
5
It
seconds.
definitely is. We do see the Puck banned out, as well as the Venomancer gone by D4D, so they're really prioritizing
Reserve
supports at the moment. And the Naga will be the ban out
Radiant's
for Young
ban.
Money Club. So at the moment, they both have a lot of options. D4D really need to pick up more carry-oriented players, or heroes rather, while
Radiant's pick.
on the other side, YMC kind of have one core in Mirana
Dire's
and
pick.
one support in Crystal Maiden, so they're a bit more open for picks. And D4D picking up the Death Prophet, who received quite a rework in the recent patch. The number of spirits was increased, as well as their damage being increased by a little bit. So all in all, the ultimate is a lot more effective, and it is also physical damage. So she really rips apart some of the BKB focused carries where you just do constant physical damage with that
10
ultimate. It
seconds
can
to
really
go.
be a problem in big fights, and of course, so great for pushing.
5 seconds.
Yeah, but I bet he doesn't have the sweet item that gives you the cool exorcism like you do.
Yeah, the mythical ghosts that I got from that random drop in game.
Yeah, a random drop where like we got absolutely crushed and we all played bad, and they said, "Oh, the worst player always gets the item because you want an item." It was
Made me
pretty
so
funny.
sad.
But apparently your stream is lagging, so you probably alt tabbed like a noob.
Ah, yeah, I would have. I've
course.
only got, over a course of a 5-hour stream, I've dropped 172 frames, so
Radiant's
it should
pick.
be okay. It's either your connection or I alt tabbed and it froze for a second. And we are going to see D4D pick up a
Dire's
Luna,
pick.
so strong pushing coming out from them at the moment. Death Prophet and Luna are a great kind of pushing duo. If Luna gets something like the Manta style, it's great for slow sieges, as well as just instant tower damage. The glaives are amazing, as well as that aura doing a lot for your other heroes, and if they manage to use Clockwork, get an early pick-off in the fight, it makes pushing so much easier. And we'll
10
see
seconds to go.
really what YMC want to do with their Alchemist, which is a hero that I haven't actually seen in
5
competitive for a
seconds.
long time.
Yeah, I think the best place to put an Alchemist is kind of just in the mid lane now. Like, he feels really hollow as a carry just because of the fact that
Radiant's
if he gets
ban.
shut down just even a little bit, he's useless. But with the Invoker pickup, most likely going to be in their carry position. And if you think about it, Alchemist, Crystal Maiden, and Mirana, that's a very, very strong tri lane. Like,
Especially,
insanely strong.
especially with an
seconds to go.
Invoker Sunstrike coming out on top of that.
They're stealing our strats. If they pick up a
Dire's
Bane, I'm just
ban.
reporting them all.
Of course, Alchemist, I kind of lie. I have seen him in pro games a couple of times. He's been played more of a support, though. He'll be either the mid or a support in a dual/tri lane. Kind of the alt rework. It doesn't give you any
10
more bonus
seconds to
HP, but it does give you a lot more regen per second. So he's not
Radiant's
really being
pick.
played as a carry. The skill kind of changed to being more carry-based with giving him tank and so much speed and a little bit of regen. It's now just regen and movement speed and, you know, the bat change, of course. And it makes him a lot
Dire's
better as a
pick.
support who can come in, throw out a stun, throw down acid spray, run away for a bit, regen his health, and do it all again. Kind of the same deal as you want to do with Rubik, where you just run in, toss someone up, fade bolt someone, steal something, throw that, run away, and wait for cooldowns. But now we're going to have an Ancient Apparition picked up as well, so they actually have a lot of damage from level 1. Ancient Apparition's Chilling Touch keeps on getting buffed over and over in these patches.
10
It now
seconds to
does
go.
50 magic damage per attack at level 1, and I believe it's 3
seconds.
instances, so it's extremely powerful, and of course, that ultimate will really
Reserve
wreck
time.
Alchemist in a fight because he won't be able to regen anything, so it basically makes his ultimate useless if AA can hit Alch in these fights.
Yeah, basically it's just that he attacks faster, that's about it. And apparently in-game spectators is turned off in the lobby, so people can't watch it in-game.
Usually it's a 2-minute delay kind of thing. Like, I've had the same settings the whole time and people have been able to watch, so
Okay.
it should
Well,
be
I just
fine.
got reports that they can't, so maybe it'll be up soon,
yeah.
so they can view it. But Anti-Mage picked up now for them, so their lanes are looking maybe aggressive try with a safe lane Anti-Mage and Invoker mid.
I'm thinking that it might be Alchemist CM Anti-Mage with Mirana off and Invoker mid.
I could see that, but you're putting the whole dual tri lane, like a
Dual
dual
melee
melee
tri
tri
lane,
lane.
yeah.
So I don't like doing that just for the sheer fact that they've got all ranged heroes, and if you have a tri lane with 2 melee, you're probably going to get outlaned.
I mean, they could always put Anti-Mage with CM, which, you know, classic combo, and Mirana with Alchemist and dual
10
lane.
seconds to go.
Yeah, they definitely could. But I think we'll just have to wait and see, really. You know, I don't have much experience casting YMC, so there are a whole lot of options
Everybody
open for them
gets
at the
set.
moment. And look at their courier. That MLG courier is awesome.
But let's get into introducing the teams. On the side of D4D R, we have the Muffin Man on the Luna. On the Rubik, we have CTI. Clockwork will be played by Varge. On the Ancient Apparition, it is Tinky, and Death Prophet being played by Emmerich Oswald.
And over on YMC, we have KVX, aka Toaster Gaming, on the Anti-Mage. Honor to fight with me on the Crystal Maiden. You is playing the Alchemist.
Arseless.
Arseless. Playing the Mirana and 214 on the Invoker. I wasn't even going to try that one.
It's so bad because it's dark green as well. When they're moving around, it's horrible. Lots of pings coming out from both teams. We've got Varge coming through.
Alchemist.
Hasn't skilled anything yet. Right now, Alchemist is sitting on stun. He's got a smoke up. It does look like he's definitely going into that support role. Arseless has built more as a carry. We've got Toaster Gaming, of course, the Anti-Mage. He's going to be your carry. And it looks like they're just going to split into Alchemist plus Anti-Mage in the off lane. With...
Yeah, and endgame is working now. So
yeah,
it was just a delay.
Here we go.
So, YMC 214 rushing to get the block off in mid. He will be slightly late, so if we've had a block from the beginning from Emmerich, it will be in his favor. But now we have 4 heroes from the Dire in this mid lane. It looks like they are actually going to be leaving Mirana in the off lane with the tri lane in top. They could always let the Crystal Maiden jungle, but, you know, we've been harping on about this all day. No team's done it yet. It's kind of a bit sad for me, but...
I swear, it's just our pub strat, yo. Like, that's it. No one actually does it. Just us.
Risk has done it before.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
He goes to lane for like a wave and a half, and then he just goes into the jungle.
It's just like, yeah, I'm bored here. I'm gonna go bop creeps in the jungle with my OP Frost, and I think basically if this goes to late game, D4D are probably going to be in a lot of trouble unless Luna gets a lot of farm and AA gets ultis on that Alchemist, because even though Alchemist is a support in this game by the looks of it, he's still got a lot of gold by the end of it. You know, if you get just one casual level up in Greevil's Greed on a support Alchemist, and maybe dual jungle with the CM if they don't need to, but obviously they will because, you know, it's a try versus try. He can definitely be a threat. I think AA is basically the perfect counter to New Alchemist, just because his ulti, as you said, does nothing. You get some mana regen, some movement speed, and a bit of attack speed. That's it.
Yeah, it's a lot of health regen. If you're at level 16 and you lose 100 health regen per second,
Right,
that's a shit ton of health that you're losing out on in a fight. Like, that's like the main point of your ultimate, and you're losing it. It's a big risk, and AA was really the perfect counter pick. So some great drafting there from Muffin Man.
Yeah, it really is. And Muffin Man, you know, everybody who knows Oz Dota probably knows Muffin Man. He's been in the scene since there was one. You know, he's been around for a long time. And actually playing a carry role now, which I've never seen him do. He's always been support.
Yeah, he's kind of always played the 4-5 role, so... it's interesting to see him in a carry role. Maybe he just wanted a bit of a switch up, which is, you know, and the old team didn't let him, so he decided to form a new one, and Guani seems to be the replacement now. But it does look to be try versus try in this top lane. Crystal Maiden and Alchemist are just farming up these neutral camps, so there we go. We do see a jungle Crystal Maiden, but it's just with some help, some tanking from Alchemist, so, you know, they're getting what they need to do. They're both at, like, level... you know, 1 3/4 because of the large camp they've already taken down. And Anti-Mage right now getting solo experience in lane, sitting at level 2.5. So, right now they're doing a pretty good job in this tri lane, and really D4D need to get kills. They're running an aggressive try, and if you don't get kills on an aggressive try, you're not doing what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, they are holding back the farm. Like, the YMC tri lane cannot fight them. That tri lane is so strong coming out of D4D, and just the sheer fact that they have Chilling Touch and a lift from CTI, that's all they need. They will kill any one of those heroes before, you know, they even drop almost. Maybe Anti-Mage can get away, but only if he's lucky. And we're going to see a rotation to mid now with the Crystal Maiden and the Alchemist. And are they going to be able to catch him? That Alchemist so clunky. They are going to manage to catch him. The Sunstrike to follow now. CM is not going to be able to get off the hold. She does. And the cold snap, and that is going to be the first blood going towards the Invoker. So that's going to rocket him towards his boots now. And it was a pretty even lane, but now the Invoker obviously sitting on a clear advantage with that kill.
And I think they really need to pressure Anti-Mage a bit more. They know the supports have rotated, so they should instantly be trying to pressure him a lot. We see Tinky just using that Vortex to spot the Anti-Mage out in the trees, but he's still in range here. And, you know, with Rubik rotating into that mid lane, there's not much they can really do without a stun. I mean, KVX is kind of free to just sit here and get experience.
Yeah, I mean, if in doubt on an anti-mage, grabbing experience is pretty decent. And he's got the 1 level in the spell shield now, so pretty tanky. Like, sitting on 568 health. He's got more than the Luna, and more than the Ancient Apparition, and with 51% magic reduction, he's pretty safe. And Cold Feet not even being skilled on AA, because obviously, without Rubik here, it's never going to work, because the simple blink away and nothing happens.
Yeah, I think even then, he's going to be able to blink in the time that he can, you know, before it procs off, even with the lift, so it's a little bit useless against an anti-mage. The one thing they are doing very well is anti-mage only has 3 last hits up against the 23 of Luna, so she's getting far more farm than he is at this point. He's still only sitting on Quelling Blade, Stout Shield. He's burnt through most of the regen he has, and only sitting around 600 gold, but they have pushed the wave onto the tower, so if he last hits well, he should be able to get a few here.
Yeah, he's getting the levels, so at least he's not getting nothing, because they can't force him out of the lane with the Rubik rotation. And back in mid, we're going to see another rotation, and the stun is going to fly off that Alchemist with the slow, the Sunstrike to follow, and that's a dead crop once again. And these rotations from the two, they know they can't do anything top, so they're just rotating. Both sitting at level 3 now, which is, you know, the AA's level 3 and the Rubik's level 3, so they're even, but they're getting the kills.
And they're getting their own source of gold as well. They have been taking out neutral camps at the same time, so they're getting assist gold, they're getting kill gold in the, you know, in terms of the Alchemist. We're going to see the Cold Feet thrown out there, and you can just see the blink back. CTI can't get in range in time. We're going to see a Nova thrown out, and now CTI might be in a bit of trouble. In comes the Sunstrike. Anti-Mage just misses out on a kill, but he's taking so much damage, he does go down. He stepped too far forward. That Chilling Touch doing so much damage. You can see Luna with the Frosty Glaive trying to get forward for Crystal Maiden, but she can just throw out a stun, so Muffin Man might be playing a bit too aggressive here, and he does back off. But, you know, they did trade a Rubik for an anti-mage, so definitely something that they'd be happy with, I would expect.
Yeah, definitely killing that anti-mage, just putting him back even further. And this is going to be a poor anti-mage. And 6.79, you know, I think Oz teams are one of the teams that have sort of changed with it very well, because they never used to pick carries anyway. And carries just seem to really struggle in this patch because of the aggression that comes out from everyone. And you is now charging the stun.
Gets thrown in onto the Luna. The Sunstrike to follow up. Anti-Mage comes forward and gets the kill. It's an easy shot. Honor to Fight Me dropping very low because of those Chilling Touch hits, but does stay alive. And 4-1 now for YMC. They're playing really well. The Invoker Sunstrikes have been right on point. The Alchemist done just a great setup because he's channeling it for the right duration, and they're just all playing really well right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, one of the lines we haven't talked about is this Mirana down bottom. She is getting ganked up at the moment. Needs to be a bit careful. The hook does come in, lands right on her. She is going to leap away, but one more Lucid Beam should be able to catch it, but they can't get the mini stuns up. Look at the range of that. That is not the range of Lucid Beam, and just catches him out there and gets the kill. So nice rotation from Muffin Man. He's probably just going to chill down here now and free farm. Mirana can't stop Muffin Man from free farming here. Sunstrike to fly does not hit the clockwork though. And that would have been a nice pickup. That would have been a nice kill. But not being able to get that, unfortunately.
Oh, CTI's come too far forward here. Slowed down, gets stunned out, and right-clicks from Anti-Mage coming through. The support Alchemist CM is doing wonders for YMC right now. Basically, everywhere they're going, every Alchemist stun has been a kill, and they didn't even need a Sunstrike that time. The Acid Spray was enough to really accelerate the death of the Rubik there, who of course has 0 armor to start with, so didn't have much hope to begin with.
Yeah, unfortunately, Death Prophet in mid, you know, not getting the silence, it could be the thing that sort of changed it. You know, when you see someone getting gone on, instantly silencing that invoker, you know, if you can see it well enough, which obviously is going to be very hard, you could stop the Sunstrikes from flying through to catch them with the Alchemist stun. But obviously that's all very nice in theory, but you know, you've got to have like complete map awareness and instant reaction time to be able to do that.
Exactly.
But at this top level, it's definitely possible.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, the Invoker, like the actual casting of Sunstrike, is basically just him raising one of his hands and it's done. Like, you would need to hit the silence before then, be in range for the silence, and get everything off. It would be extremely difficult. And the hook is just going to miss on Invoker in the mid lane. Varge just centimeters off there. And we're going to have a rotation in from the Alchemist, who's just going to pick up some experience here. Drop down an Acid Spray, which is at level 2, and, you know, gain himself a little bit of farm, and just keep them at bay while YMC heals up a bit with Quas.
Perfect.
We're going to see an arrow hit on Muffin Man down in the bottom lane. The Sunstrike is going to come out, but he runs forward. Eclipse getting used, and he even grabs the kill. Another super long-range Lucid Beam from Luna. The AA ult is going to come through, but it's just too late. It hits above Muffin Man, who's just going to regen back up.
Yeah, if that hit, that would have been
Actually,
Muffin Man most likely
it's
dead.
Muffin Man's team. Ancient Apparition was just too late for the kill on Mirana.
Oh yeah, we both dabbed out there.
A dirt.
That was the secure the kill, bro.
He must have fired it when she was almost basically dead, though. So a bit of a weird ult there from AA, which is the only reason why I thought they were on the other team. Like, well, it's gonna hit the Luna, but no. We do have Death Prophet, who is at level 7 and hasn't skilled her ulti yet. She could be basically destroying this mid tower, but is sitting at 4 and 3, and right now Arcelus might be in some trouble. Varge gets off the hook, but is saving the cods because he knows Mirana just wants to leap away, but there's no chance. Muffin Man now on a killing spree, and Invoker picking up a Hand of Midas at the 9-minute mark after his phase and null talisman.
Yeah, really turning this game around. And if you look at Anti-Mage, though, the fact is he's been left alone now. He's already picked up the Claymore and Boots. He'll grab his ring in a second, or maybe just go for the full damage while he's free, so he can clear jungle while he kills lane creeps. But they kept him down so well at the start, but they just sort of got turned on by that Alchemist CM roaming, and they've just had to ditch it. Now, you know, AM free farm, I don't actually think there's anything scarier than an AM free farming. Alchemist, when an anti-mage is fully farmed, he kills your team on his own. You don't care about no one else.
Well, the fact is, he doesn't even need to do that. He can just go for the towers. CTI narrowly dodging an arrow there. Luna getting the last hit on the tower. The last right click from 214 was just too late. Meanwhile, KVX on the top lane is just going to be cutting these creeps, trying to ensure a lot of damage onto that top tower, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 214 now caught in a very hard place. Everyone's there. Varge missing the hook, grabbing Death Prophet and catching her in. The spirits are coming out doing a little bit of damage here, but it's going to need a couple more hits. Death Prophet does get that final hit that was necessary. And now they should kind of look towards that T2 tower. Actually, no, the spirits are already coming back. So very short duration on the ultimate at level 1. And as I was saying before, it waited till this level to actually even pick it up. So the level 8 ultimate, I guess just wanted to reduce the cooldown and mana cost of Death Swarm, or Crypt Swarm rather, while, you know, it's still having it at max damage. So a bit of a different way of getting skills. Silence at level 9 is pretty standard. Sometimes you see it picked up earlier if they're going to be doing fast pushes, but right now it looks like he'll probably be getting it next level.
Yeah, and I think with Muffin Man here on the Luna and Tinky on this Ancient Apparition, if anyone comes here, they've got an instant 60 extra damage from the Chilling Touch, plus an extra 38 from the Luna Aura. How do you fight that? They have so much damage.
TPs into bottom with an AA ult coming through. It misses on the Alchemist. CTI getting instantly blown up. Muffin Man now all alone apart from Varge. The Forge Spirit's taking up a lot of that, but Varge getting off the ultimate to kill off the Alchemist. And They get a deny of the tower as well. A nice little pickup there, just trading a Rubik for it. And they're pushing on T2 up at top as well. Emmerich Oswald throwing out the ultimate, and you can see the damage that those spirits do. The tower just dropping down so quickly with those spirits flying around. Now a TP in from the Mirana. Will she throw out an arrow here, or is she just going to farm? Looks like she's content to farm. A smoke gets thrown out, so Tinky already in smoke. As well as Emmerich being invisible, but with ghosts flying everywhere in the mid lane. Does break it now, but Death Prophet doing some decent work there. They deny the bottom tower. They pick up a kill. They did lose CTI, of course, but they also took the top tower down to half health.
Yeah, and that's, you know, one of the strong things about Death Prophet. She has got a Void Stone, and she didn't pick up the Perseverance when she had full money for it while she was there. So it leads you to believe she's going either Yules, Hex, or something along those lines, rather than sort of the Bloodstone picking. From this crop, I'd actually rather be seeing something like a Necro book coming out this game. You look at their lineup, they can melt towers just with Luna Aura and her ult. You add a Necro 3 into that, towers die so quickly, and you want to beat YMC before late game, just because they have an Anti-Mage, and an Alchemist, and an Invoker.
Well, I think in that kind of vein, she might be going towards a mechanism. In fact, it will just be a Yules, so you were correct in that assumption. So Yules will be picked up by Death Prophet. It'll give her a lot more movement speed. She's already almost maxing herself out under phase boots, now sitting at 503 with that Yule Scepter picked up. And it just gives them a little bit more control over these fights. You can throw up the Alchemist if he's about to stun. It makes it a lot harder. In fact, Muffin Man going to walk into a stun. Going to get hit by an arrow as well. The Forge Spirit should be able to kill him off. A Clockwork. Cogs is going to break him up a bit, but they do get the last hit. Clockwork does manage to kill off Alchemist, but now Oswald going forward. The Spirit's doing a lot of damage. Varge, the battery assault has ended, but the Yule Scepter gets thrown out. All the team now here ready to go. And that Mirana just exploding under all the damage that comes out. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage picks up a 14-minute Battle Fury after having around 3 CS, like 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, a really good timing and a nice comeback. You know, sitting at 80 in 14 minutes isn't really that bad, like, having a decent start, let alone having the worst start possible.
Yeah, it is okay. I mean, he has just normal boots along with it. It's not kind of the Treads Battle Fury or Treads Poor Man's Battle Fury that we do see sometimes. But nevertheless, he does have the Battle Fury now. He's got the Quelling Blade as well, so his jungle farm is going to be accelerated beyond belief. And
could use a little help.
It's really going to really kind of secure the late game for Young Money Club, and now the window for D4D to really push through has gotten a lot smaller. Battle Fury sort of extends it because it means he's not going to be joining a fight with the Vladimirs. He's not going to be really super involved if you get something like a Yasha and it gives you a bit more, you know, jumping around capability and tanking in fights. It means that he does have to farm for, you know, another 15 minutes, but it does put that timer above their heads.
Yeah, they've basically got this timer going, alright, this is the time where Anti-Mage becomes a problem. And one of the biggest things about Anti-Mage farming is that he can traverse the whole map really, really quickly. That's the advantage he has over an Alchemist farming, is that the fact that he can move around so quickly, but they are going to clash.
Here. They're going to run in. Varge getting off the hook, throwing out the cogs at the top of the base. It's going to stop the rest of his team coming in. Varge getting Sunstrike. He does get stunned as well, so he couldn't kill off those cogs in time, so it will just be a one-kill trade, but 214 caught out here a bit. Needs to Ghost Walk as soon as he can. Gets hit. A Sentry Ward placed down. They know he's running into this small corner. Another one is placed down. They definitely know where he is, and he goes down. Emmerich Oswald, though, gets stunned out big time. That last Forge Spirit just not hitting him, and the Yule Scepter shift queued there does save his life, but those Forge Spirits walked forwards instead of attacking through more. So maybe a misclick, maybe they lost sight. But either way, Emmerich Oswald lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, now popping the ulti, going to go for this tier 2 push. The Acid Spray is going to come out, but only level 2. It's not really going to scare anyone off other than this Krob a little bit, but I mean, they're probably going to need to heal him up a little. And the pause from CTI coming out. You'd probably... Oh, disconnect from Varge. There you go. That's why.
Well, the good thing about Death Prophet in this instance is, of course, the ghosts do return health to you. He does also have a bottle charge up his sleeve, so he will be able to regen quite a bit if he's not taken down by, you know, some TPs. So if he does manage to get off a full duration ult and run away, he's ready for, you know, to keep going around the map. And we are going to see Young Money Club getting ready for something. Marana throwing in a long-range arrow. It's going to just miss on everyone and expires just before it gets to Tinky. So, nice delta split there. We're going to see a Sunstrike come out. Hits on Tinky. Does go into smoke, though. And YMC is going to... Rather, YMCU is going to stun himself out there.
Yeah, and CTI with the Dukes on the Rubik, Anti-Mage blinks in to hit him, instantly steals the blink, and blinks away. So, dodging a death there. I mean, Anti-Mage, sitting at level 11, he pretty much had to hit him once and ult him, and he would have died. So, getting out of there right on time.
And Blink is probably one of the best spells that you can steal as Rubik. It gives you so much movement in teamfights to steal, you know, kind of everything else. It gives you survivability because you blink around, and you have such a massive mana pool, you can just blink whenever you want. But Young Money Club going to be taking down this Roshan extremely quickly, and now we have an anti-mage with the Aegis, and to be honest, I'm not sure if that's the best person to be putting on at this stage of the game. He's just bought his treads up. He's got 1,000 gold, so we'll probably be seeing the blade coming out for the Yasha. But you can see right now he's not in the fight. I mean, I much would have rather seen the Aegis on 214. You know,
I think it's just for the sheer fact that he won't lose any money if he dies, because it's very hard to kill him once, let alone twice. You have to blow a lot of your lockdown to kill him once, and they're just guaranteeing his safety. And they're already losing the team fights. I'm not even sure an Aegis would help them.
I don't know, I still think it would have been better on the Invoker. We're going to see a Sunstrike nicely dodged there by Emmerich by throwing the Yules. KVX has come forward. They might want to try and get a deny here. The ultimate thrown out, but it's not going to kill off Clockwork. Now, Alchemist picked up and thrown down into the ground. Anti-Mage blinking back into his base. Looked like it was going to go aggressive there, but needs to run away. The arrow is going to get eaten by Emmerich Oswald. Gets instantly healed up by all of his spirits, and Young Money Club don't want to go into this, and this is what we were talking about. There's a lot of damage coming out here, and they've taken down all but one T2 on the map, where D4D still have 2 of their T1s up.
Yeah, and I do really like the Yules pickup. He's dodging the Alchemist stuns and then the Sunstrike, because obviously, you know, when the Alchemist stun is flying, you generally throw the Sunstrike then to guarantee it, but he just dodges both of them, and he takes no damage, so it's a great pickup, and obviously Yules is very good on Death Prophet because of the movement speed as well. You have a permanent haste when you've got phase boots activated now, with the level 4 of Witchcraft, going up to 521 movement speed. So not quite a haste.
Not quite haste. Yeah,
not quite haste. But that's only when you're next to the drums as well on the Luna. 503 without the drums. But nothing to be upset about, really.
And Muffin Man, sitting as the top farmer this game, just completes his BKB, so he's going to be a lot stronger in these fights. Of course, the Alchemist stun won't affect him, but the physical damage will. And Arcelus, in a bit of trouble now, gets Yuled up as well as the Cold's Feet. We're going to see who just managed to get away from the Crypt Swarm and lives to fight another day. They might go on to tier 3 now. Oswald already throwing out that ultimate, taking a lot of damage from Forge Spirits, though. People are often underestimating them, and we have the Cold Snap stolen by Rubik. We already see a Yule's Cold Feet thrown out. No, it was purged by his own, so they are just trying to take down this tower right now with that level 2 ulti, and he is going to eat an arrow, tries to juke left, juke right, but he doesn't get there in time. Meatball comes down, doing a lot of damage, but throws the Yules up in the air. The Alchemist stun coming through will hit on Clockwork, but now the spirits are returning. He's back at full health. Arcelus in trouble. Gets right-clicked down, but the Lucid Beams just aren't there. They will take down this tower, and Toaster Gaming is now here. BKB instantly popped. Aegis instantly popped. But now Muffin Man's BKB rapidly expiring. The Cogs managed to hit on Anti-Mage once more, and he's trying to run from the fight. Does have Blink ult available, but is not ballsy enough to go through. And D4D R really playing this timer well. They've taken the tier 3 at top. They're down to the tier 3s in both of the other lanes, and really they're stopping the Anti-Mage from farming because he has to always come into these fights. But That being said, he's sitting at 3,000 gold. He just picks up the Yasha on the courier. Just a straight buy.
Yeah, I mean, they're really playing the timing well, as you said. You know, anti-mage, he's not on. He's not online yet. He needs Manta, and he's probably going to need a heart or a BKB before he even feels like a big threat. The one thing that he does have is if Krob is low mana, and she's next to her allies, they can blow him up. But other than that, not a great deal.
Yeah, exactly. And the silence that comes out from Death Prophet is a big problem for Anti-Mage. At the moment, he's really relying on that Blink for survivability. As you said, doesn't have the BKB, doesn't have something like the Heart. Can't split out of the silence just yet either because Manta isn't online. So that silence is really going to be a big thing in these fights.
And we're going to see YMC smoked up now. They might be able to catch this Krob in mid, but 3 heroes being right here. No dodge with the Yules, and that's going to be her death.
Oh, does
Actually,
get force-staffed away. Goes up on the Yules. A big AA out coming through, but it's going to miss on everyone. A Clockwork Hook misses as well. And an Illusion Rune popped off by Death Prophet. It's just stalking you in the bottom lane here, but very lucky to escape there. Excellent force-staff reaction from his teammate.
It's a funny-looking Illusion Rune, though. Apparently makes her invisible.
I said Invis Rune.
You said illusion, bud.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant to say Invis Rune.
I know.
Popping
I'm just
off
giving
the Invis
shit.
Rune.
Yeah. Illusions.
Are you
they don't
sure
make
I
good.
didn't say Invis Rune and slowed it, and so you thought I said illusion?
No, it was legit Illusion Rune.
Okay.
The chat will back me up on this one.
They'll see it in
I
2
always say
minutes.
stuff wrong. I better back me on this one.
But in any case, the Invis Rune thrown out, and he does escape. So right now, not many kills actually going on. It's 13-8, 23 minutes into the game. I say no, not many kills, because of course this is Oz Dota, and they're going to pressure this top lane. At the moment, if we take a look at experience, it's 500 in the way for D4D. We actually have Young Money Club kind of pulling it back in that regard, but gold sitting at 7.5k in their favor, so they're definitely setting themselves up well. And they've smoked up here. We've got an arrow coming up, but it's not going to hit on anyone.
They're waiting. They're just waiting for someone to poke their head out and just kill them.
We're going to see a hook in. Catching 2 in there. Anti-Mage, sorry. The Alchemist thrown up in the air, and Invoker instantly popped. CM throwing out an ult in the backlines, which is instantly stolen by CGI. But this top Rax is going to be going down. Anti-Mage is just sitting in base. There's nothing he can do without the Alchemist and Invoker. And D4D are really rolling here. They're looking to go in and take a secondary Rax. The Death Prophet ult doing so much damage, and she also picks up a heart.
Yeah, this makes her so impossible to stop taking these racks. She can just stay there, tanking the tower with her ult out, and nothing bad happens. And the power of a Krob and a Luna pushing racks, they die so quickly.
And now we have Mirana soon to fall. The one last right click from CTI grabbing that kill. You throwing out a stun. It's going to hit on 3 because of the grouping. The Manta instantly popped off. Gets 1 kill. Gets 2 kills. Will it be a triple? It's a triple kill for KVX. Might be an ultra here with CTI standing here. He's stolen the Mana Void. He wanted the Blink, and it's an ultra kill for the Anti-Mage. Just finishing off his Manta and already has 2.3k gold.
Oh man, that's a lot to give away for an anti-mage. But I mean, they almost got 2 racks out of it. They cleared 1 lane fully, and now they're pushing for a tier 1. I mean, when you get racks and almost double racks, and you're pushing for a tier 1, it's a little bit upsetting. But the fact that anti-mage is now pretty much back in this game is a big thing for them. If he can get the last hit on this, he's going to do very well.
A blink forward, but he gets instantly hit by the AA trail. Tries to run and will get out of there. Honor to fight me. Will try and run here. Drops a ward as well, so spotting out that prime smoking spot, and Death Prophet is just chasing this down. Will stop now though. And chat's being ultra helpful.
Yeah, so Twig says you're wrong, and then now I'm getting bashed, and then you said haste.
He just says wrong, not who's wrong.
I'm taking it as you're wrong. Twig's got my back, yo.
And we've got a Necro book now purchased up on the Clockwork. If he catches someone inside of his cogs, he can throw out the Necro units, and they're going to be very annoying in there. as well as just doing a lot more damage to these Raxes. I think even if Anti-Mage is split pushing, they should be able to clear 2 Raxes, especially if we have Death Prophet built into something like the Necro Book now. But the damage coming out from that Death Prophet ulti, as well as Muffin Man Glaives, it's absolutely insane for breaking bases.
Yeah, it most certainly is, and they've used the glyph now, so that's going to be down. The creeps are coming into the base, and there's nothing they can do about this melee Rax dropping.
Yeah, Tinky does get blown up by a combination of the Alchemist stun and the Anti-Mage coming forward, but it's just not enough. The melee Rax still goes down, and I think they'll probably switch to the tier 3 at bottom, basically, now. We're going to have an arrow thrown out, a self-stun from you, but there's not much they can do.
Yeah, and the Roshan coming up in about 20 seconds' time. Basically, go back for that. I'd probably just chuck the Aegis on Luna. You don't really need it on a Death Prophet with 2.1k HP at level 13. That's a lot. Man, Oz Dota and their phone pauses, right? Come on.
Just turn them off, guys.
I just answer the phone while I'm playing. I just you can push your phone into your headset and it'll sit there. You just double talk, right? See, he answered the phone and he was like, yo, end game.
Yeah,
play.
Hung up. But yep. Rubik is building into his own Necro Book, has the Staff of Wizardry and the Belt of Giant Strength. 550 gold, he's only about 600, 700 off, so he'll be grabbing that quite shortly. Young Money Club are going to check the Roshan pit barely seconds before it respawns.
Check it again. Check it again. Oh.
Stun gets channeled up. They've caught out Death Prophet here. Here comes the stun as well as the medallion. He gets 4-staffed away. Yule's up, but they know exactly where he is. He gets taken down, and I think he needs to buy back here. We've got an AA ult coming in, but missing the mark. Lucid Beam using an illusion. Eclipse being thrown out as well, but not really doing any damage. We have a buyback from the Death Prophet, and right now, Young Money Club still sitting by this Roshan pit. They want to fight, but they have basically everyone's ultimate down. They just have the anti-mage.
Yeah, and if D4D get this Roshan, which it does look like they're going to do, it's almost game. Anti-mage has got to use this BKB and just perform extremely well. Get a multi-stun from Alchemist, followed by a crap ton of spells from Invoker, and maybe they can stay in this game, but this Aegis probably going on to Luna, it's just going to make them so strong in these fights.
We're going to have an arrow hitting on CTI, but I don't think anything's going to happen here. They might try and protect him from Forge Spirits a bit. We're going to have a hook in from Vaj, hitting onto Arcelus, who will go down to AA. No, it just misses. You coming through, but a big hit from Anti-Mage, who is now godlike, needs to jump away instantly. Even with a BKB, those spirits still hit you, doing a lot of damage. The Yule's coming out, the stun now being thrown out. 2-on-4, 4-stuffing away, but Oswald should be able to take this range Rax. Although it does have backdoor protection right now. They need to get their creeps into the base. Oswald missing with a bit of a wave there, but it looks like they are just going to back off. So they know that all of the die is still up. They do have a few buybacks available as well, but right there, KVX does manage to pick up a kill. He does survive, but using the 10-second BKB charge as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not normal when you see a godlike anti-mage on the team that's double raxed. I mean, he's head of the board on last hits. He is the highest level on the board as well, because obviously D4D have been 5-manning, and they almost got their timing perfect, right? They almost took this game, and with an anti-mage now sitting with BKB, Manta, Battle Fury in 29 minutes plus 2k, this is when it gets hard. This is when this game is almost even though they're double raxed.
The thing is, I think he needs a lot more than that. Like, if we saw anything like a Scythe up on their team, as soon as that BKB runs out, he's dead. Yes, it is still 9 seconds at the moment, but he's still sitting at 1.4k health. He's got 2.1k gold. He's going to have to basically buy out to defend, and if he does, he needs to buy something like a Reaver. So, it's going to be really hard. I think the pushes are just going to come too quickly for him to get up the items in time. Unless, D4D massively misplay, hand him like another ultra kill and don't get anything for it, they're not going to really get anything. And I mean, Clockwork coming in with a big hook, he will be hit by a lot. The arrow following through as well. Varge dropping low, gets taken out by the Starfall. Emmerich Oswald going down as well. Anti-Mage grabbing something there, and this is what we're talking about, overextending. Muffin Man has the Aegis, but he has no follow-up after it. takes down one. The glaives are bouncing through. Mirana dropping really low, but it doesn't take her down completely. Anti-Mage now following, but will turn around for Mirana. For Luna, rather. Luna does kill off Mirana, and now he's manning up to the Anti-Mage, who has to run back. But a buyback and TP in from Arcelus, and Muffin Man needs to run. They do take the tier 3 tower, but drop 3 kills for it, as well as using the Aegis.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage, see, got even more gold now. If they can do this one more time and get that last Rex out, they can win this game. You cannot fight Mega Creeps with that much farm on your team. You will just have to sit in your base.
Well, they do still have that range racks in mid, but...
Yeah, they've got to take the rest of these buildings, or else... You know, even though they've got all these lanes, it just doesn't feel like they're that far ahead.
We do have Necro 2 brought up on the clockwork though, and Necro 2 now finished up for the Rubik, so we've got another level of Necros for 2 supports on the team. We do have a Vladimir's now purchased for Alchemist, so that does actually help his team quite a lot. It gives them all armor, it gives lifesteal to the Anti-Mage, which makes him a lot stronger in these fights if Alchemist is nearby, so it could be one of the very small but important tipping points in these big fights. And CTI is going to blink forward, catching out Toaster Gaming, needs to use the Manta and run. But that Manta is now not available for the next fight, if it happens within the next 25 seconds. We are going to see you on the lower end, throwing out a stun onto Varge instantly. A blink in from Anti-Mage, throwing out the BKB as well. Needs a couple more hits. Varge throwing out the Necro units before he dies. Muffin Man now on a killing spree. Ancient Apparition also killing off Alchemist. And Honor to Fight Me will go down. So it's already a 3-for-1 trade. Only the Clockwork going down. And it looks like D4D R might be ready to take up this game. The range racks will go down in a matter of seconds, and then they're going to move on to the lower racks. They really want Mega Creeps to try and end this, and even then it's going to be a while before they can push in. The Spirits are doing their work. Fortify gets thrown out, but Muffin Man will be hitting through with Glaives, even though the Death Prophet ultimate has finished. And the Necro units for CTI have already been used. He's going to get hit by an arrow as well, but it's going to be Mega Creeps and another couple of hits. Ignore the Anti-Mage and get Mega Creeps, guys! Muffin Man hitting it down with illusions, and they've got the game. Getting Mega Creeps now, and you can see those Lunar Illusions doing so much damage to the towers. Now the real one coming through, and those T4s are just starting to melt.
Yeah, and this is when the game looks very unwinnable. But all it's going to take, right, is them to push out all those lanes with Mega Creeps that only probably 2 of their heroes can actually kill, and for them to kill a tier 2, a tier 3, 2 tier 4s in a base. It's looking hard, man, and I think D4D have this game, but I don't ever count out a team with an Anti-Mage sitting on 4k gold.
I think the problem is they could easily just send out a hero with Boots of Travel, throw out Necro units, and TP to it. You could even like sell your items just to get Boots of Travel to TP into the base and take out the game. And look at the Mega Creeps just smashing Anti-Mage in the bottom lane. I don't think even he can fight them off at this stage. He needs the Alchemist next to him to do anything. And it's
He'd need like a Satanic.
It's taking the rest of the team to push out a creep wave in the mid lane.
Yeah, those creeps are like stronger than half their team.
Yeah, so at the moment, it's looking like Young Money Club are just extending the clock right now. D4D doing a great job in this tournament, and Arrow's going to come out, narrowly miss, 4 stuff away for the Death Prophet. Muffin Man is here. He's bought up an Eagle Song, so it looks like he'll be building into a Butterfly if the game goes long enough. Has 1.2k gold up as well. And I think all they need to do is kind of put an extended stalemate in one of the lanes, and the creeps will just do the rest of the work for them in the other 2 lanes. We're going to have you maybe caught out here. The Alchemist stun stolen. He will get tossed up into the air. The stun is channeled up, but YMCU is going to force stuff away. Meanwhile, in the base, Oswald getting hit, but in comes KVX. He will be going down here, and that's going to be a godlike spree gone. He buys back into the game, but I don't think there's really much he can do. Both T4 towers go down in a matter of seconds, and they're just hitting onto the throne now. Look at the damage from the Spirits, as well as all the Necro units and creeps. This game is over. D4D take it and will progress to the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, congratulations to D4D. They played amazingly this game, and they were just so in sync the whole game through, and these guys are a newly formed team. So congratulations to them for making it through.